right, we're back with our fun new segment. Trying Stuff, which is really popular. And so I got to thank you. It was your idea. It's a lot of fun. We're meeting all kinds of new companies.
And frankly, we always record around lunchtime. So seriously, it was a selfish idea, really.
So our food today is thanks to Zoglo's, which is plant-based. And they sent us, today we got some meatballs. Zoglo's incredible. We got pub-style tenders.
Yeah.
And we got cutlets. Now, they also sent us, very generous, they also sent us burgers, which I had on the weekend. We can talk about that. A couple of types of burgers. They got hot dogs. They got shawarma. They got just a great amount of stuff. And we should remind the folks that we're not paid for this. It's just provided. There's nothing here that we're under any responsibility or anything other than people send us stuff. We try it and we'll see if we like it. So
exactly.
It's all for you, the people, right? Right on, Sylvain. So I got mine. Just came out of the oven.
Yes, mine too.
Here we
right
are.
Here. So what do you have on your plate right there, Michael?
So on my plate, I've got the meatballs here, and I've got the chicken tenders or pub tenders here,
Okay.
And then I've got the chicken cutlets here.
Right.
Visually they look fantastic. I mean, if you put this plate in front of me, I wouldn't know just visually that they were not meat based.
You can't tell
the packaging. No, you can't tell. The smell is there too. Like the smell smells like.
As I was opening up the oven door, I kid you not, I thought like I was having some sort of beefsteak, and I mean it smelled like the real thing for sure.
Yeah. The packaging is top drawer. I mean, there's nothing. This is fantastic packaging. It's appetizing.
Very clear, and they're very clear in terms of what's not in them for sure.
Yeah.
Lactose free, non-GMO, no cholesterol, no trans fats. It's pretty clear, and the package is pretty appealing, and the instructions to cook are also simple. Very clear.
Yeah. Now I had a burger. I cooked a burger over. My wife and I had cheeseburger Saturday night. And I liked it. I liked the burger a lot. I haven't tried this stuff yet. We'll try it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's tuck in and try it.
Dig in. I'm trying the meatballs first.
All right, you try. I'll try the meatballs with you then. So there we go. There's the meatball.
Yeah.
Little dipping sauce.
Oh, you got the sauce.
I got a plum sauce and a spicy Thai sauce.
I'm going naked. No sauce. Naked.
These meatballs are really good. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, they're really tasty. Yeah.
This is great because
so I'm going to try the schnitzel now.
All right, let me try that too.
And you're talking to a guy who spent a year in Austria. So
yeah.
Schnitzel.
You know your schnitzel.
So I'm trying a schnitzel right here.
Mm-hmm. Nice crisp. I can hear it. Nice crispy.
Wow,
right? Really good.
The only thing about the schnitzel is I would want to make them a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They seem a little bit thin, but other than that, I mean, it tastes very good. Yeah, they're very thin.
Now let me try I'm going to try the pub tenders. I got some spicy Thai sauce just to mix it up a little bit. Those are.
What do you think?
Really, really good. Now that one on the chicken tenders, I can tell it's not chicken. That's the first time.
Yeah.
Like that one, I can tell it's not chicken, but it's good. But I can tell it's not chicken. But the texture, smell, flavor, all ring true for me. And the burger that I had on the weekend, I had their plant-based burger, incredible. They're Zoglo's. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Zoglo's.
Yeah, Zoglo's.
Burger. It was moist, tender. I mean, if there's any knock that we had on it, I think the color is not quite right. The color is a little too red for my liking. And when I looked at it,
there was the mushroom-based one and the other one as well. The mushroom one was a bit dark.
Hmm.
And but I must say, how many plant-based products have you tried so far in the last 5 years?
You know, I've only tried them. Okay. Here's the way I've been thinking about it, is explaining to someone. It feels to me like there's been 3 generations of plant-based product. I mean, I've been eating plant-based product for 20 years. First generation, dry as dust, no flavor, just not good. The second
It
generation
was
kind of over.
disgusting, really.
Yeah,
That was
the second.
the pre Beyond Meat era.
Well, and then it went to the other side of the curb. There were plant-based products that had so much oil in them to make them moist that they were just, the ingredient deck was just like, you might as well. It was not good,
It
right? Like they
was a
were moist, but
smorgasbord of everything.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was
Because
not good.
they were companies were infatuated to replicate or to actually do
All
the
right.
same thing, so it tastes
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah.
What's unique about Zoglos, I think, is that it's kind of a mixture. Yes, they want to get close to what we know as consumers, but they also want to offer a distinctive taste as well. That's
Mm,
kind of what I'm getting here. Yeah,
mm,
because I've tried. This is probably my 20th plant-based product, or my 20th taste of a product coming from a different company. I went to IFT in Chicago a few years ago, and there were tons of plant-based products out there. And I think I tried 15 of them that same day. And there was maybe a couple that really impressed me, but I would actually put Zoglos in that category.
mm-hmm,
Of course, it's 2 years later now,
mm.
but Zoglos, I think, is one of the top plant-based products I've ever tasted, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, they're really good. Like I said, if I was to give him any feedback, it was you'd like your schnitzel a little thicker, being a
Yeah.
schnitzel expert. I thought I thought the burger was a little too red, and it kind of. I looked in the ingredients, and there was some beet juice in it, but
But I
not
got
a
to tell
deal.
you, the taste of the
Taste
burgers,
was great.
it was
Great.
really unbelievable.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it was very good. You know what I wanted to talk about? We talk about plant based. What I found
Yeah.
interesting is this, and I was watching this old movie Bullet from 1969, Steve McQueen. If you remember the movie Bullet, got to see
I
that
don't think I've
movie.
ever seen it, actually.
Best car chase, by the way, in movie history. 10-minute car chase. Got to watch Bullet. I'll send you the link to it.
Really?
Just
Okay.
the car chase, but the whole movie is just it's a fascinating look back at 1969. Steve McQueen, Jacqueline Bisset, Robert Duvall
I
makes a.
wasn't born in 1969, by the way, Michael. It's
Well,
just so
yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. I was born, but I was not driving a Ford Mustang. And anyway, where am I going with this? In one scene, Steve McQueen, the hipster guy, right? He goes into the grocery store and he picks up like 20 Hungry Man dinners, frozen dinners. And, when I was growing up, frozen dinners were a thing, right? You get a TV table, you get a frozen dinner. And for decades, they kind of went completely out of favor. The
Oh
frozen
yeah.
aisle was a great place to be alone with your thoughts, basically, in a lot of grocery stores. But it feels.
And frankly, just for a while you didn't want to be caught in public
Right.
looking at freezers. I mean, it was kind of a last resort sort of thing. It was seen like that for sure.
But is it my imagination, or did COVID kind of reintroduce everyone? I think it feels like two things happen at the same time. The quality's gone way up, in my mind, in the sector, but also people kind of reintroduced themselves to the frozen sector. What have you learned, or what are your thoughts about the frozen aisle in the grocery store?
I think the frozen aisle has been going through a renaissance in the last 5 years. I think it was happening even before COVID. Uh, Maybe it became more obvious during COVID, but I can tell you, whenever you went to Seattle, whenever you went to different places, we were talking about the freezer aisle for many years before COVID. A lot of investors were looking into frozen foods, and frankly, that aisle is pretty appealing because prices don't fluctuate as much. So you can actually build trust, you can actually build loyalty
Interesting.
much more
Interesting.
easily with frozen foods, because once you get a price, it's set for a while. You don't spook people like at the meat counter or other places in the grocery
Mm,
store. And for investors, they love that. They can actually build a brand. And like, for
yeah.
example, Zoglos, who just entered the market. I think a lot of companies are looking at that freezer aisle as a friendly place to park food and get consumers intrigued.
Well, and when I say the quality, there's some products like almost ready-made croissants. Longo's has got a frozen croissant product. You put that in the oven 7-8 minutes later, you got a croissant like you've been at the bakery. Like the
That's right.
quality, there's no sacrifice in quality, right? So anyway, that's an interesting observation. My last observation about this, I'm thrilled about these meatballs because I haven't had spaghetti and meatballs in 20 years, and now I'm going to make spaghetti and
Really?
meatballs. Yeah, because
Well, yeah.
as the folks at home may know, I don't eat a lot of red meat, right? So, I
I have a sample of 4 at home with 4 kids, and they're not picky, but they are. I mean, they're kids, obviously.
sure,
And when I was bringing home plant-based products a few years ago, it just didn't go well at
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, However, I must say, over the weekend, when I asked them to try the burgers from Zoglo's, there was no resistance, zero. They loved it. And
Interesting.
I don't know what you did, but I actually cooked it on there. I put it on the barbecue.
Yeah, I did too. Yep.
Yeah, and of course, it behaves very differently than regular
Mm,
beef. I'll admit, because it doesn't
yeah.
sizzle. You don't have that smell.
Maillard
However,
effect. You don't get the
yeah,
Maillard effect. Yeah,
exactly. And it's a very, very round product. I mean, you can tell
yeah,
it's really manufactured and everything.
yep,
But the taste itself, once you forget about it and you put it on a bun and you put your condiments,
yep.
it's just like a regular burger, really.
Yeah, my advice as a barbecuer, don't forget I have my the Last Request barbecue show. So I'm a YouTube chef, which means it's not much, but whatever, is they're easy to overcook because you look at them and they're
Oh,
hard to
yes.
tell in a conventional way if they're ready, right? Because
That's true.
if you're cooking a meat burger, you got to get a good sense. You can
Actually,
take.
I just didn't know when it was ready to pick up. I mean, I had
I just
no idea.
yeah.
I,
No,
I wasn't getting the signals I would get normally with beef or
no.
pork.
No,
Yeah.
you got to pay attention to the label, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes, which feels too short because it's cooked from frozen, but it wasn't. But yeah, so there's a bit of learning too. Anyway, so congratulations to our friends at Zoglo's. It's a great product, and I think we'll put a link into their site. And you can go figure out where to go buy it yourself. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was our fun news segment, trying stuff.
Trying stuff.